Okay, so this is my story. I kind of touched a little bit on it in my introduction video, and I don't like I tell people, but like I don't know. Anyways, so I came into app with a forensics major. I wanted to do forensic chemistry because I thought I wanted to do like laboratory work, something in the chemistry field, and about like halfway into my freshman year, I decided I didn't want to do that because I didn't like the criminal justice aspect of it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I come from a family of cops and law enforcement. It didn't fit me very well. So I switched to pre-professional and paramedical chemistry, which would basically prepare me for anything. And I was focusing on pharmacy. I would eventually go to farm grad or farm school. And last year, so I'm going to be a junior this fall, but last fall, so my sophomore year, I was taking like I was taking organic chemistry, physics with analytical geometry, calc 2 or 3, my RC class, and another chemistry class, and all of it was like it was killing me, and I didn't like what I was doing. I didn't understand why something I wanted to do was making me have mental breakdowns. Like I felt guilty, like if I were trying to sleep, that I should be up doing something. Just it was crazy things. I like didn't eat a lot of things. But back to my freshman year, the summer before I started college, I went on a cruise ship to Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, and it was like super cool. But um, I got super sick, and they don't know whether it was from water from my boat or water from a fountain that I drank in my dorm or something. I got like a waterborne illness, and it basically affected my entire body. It um, it was like a bug type parasite thing that I guess I had somehow consumed, and it was like eating my insides to shreds basically. And I was sick every single day of my freshman year, every single day of my fall semester of my sophomore year. When I finally of December of my freshman year, I finally went to the doctor because I couldn't take it. I lost a lot of weight. Um, Anyways, I finally went to a doctor who then like recommended me for a gastroenterologist in Advance, North Carolina. And I went and talked to them, and I met with them a couple times before having to have some invasive procedures done and a lot of pictures taken of my colon and my intestines and things like that. And I was put on medicine to eventually get rid of the bug, but once it was gone, it left like lasting symptoms. So like even though it was gone by March of my freshman year, I was still sick up until December of my sophomore year. I was doing like I wouldn't leave my apartment. I didn't feel good anytime, which is partially, I think, another reason why I was so upset with. I had like awful stress from the classes I was taking. It was not a good time for me. Um, and I eventually was talking with a dietitian, and they were trying to figure out like what I was eating currently, if that was affecting it, if I was gluten intolerant, if I had new allergies because of being sick with the waterborne foodborne illness or whatever. And I, anyways, they ended up finding out that I was dairy intolerant with IBS, and so like and like when I tell you like I was perfectly fine before college, I was like fine. Like I had never been so sick in my life. Like I could do anything. The thought of stress would make me sick at this point. If I like worked myself up too much, I would get sick and I would just want to go home. I didn't want to go anywhere with anybody. I didn't want to travel. I used to travel. Like I said, I went on a cruise. I used to go to Florida. Like my mom and my brother would just pick up and like take day trips places, and I no longer could do that because I was getting so sick. And so after talking with the gastro and learning a whole lot more about my body and things like that, back to my sophomore year, I knew I was unhappy with the chemistry degree, and so I branched out. I think it was January of my sophomore year after being put on like a medicine to control like the way like my mind handle, or it's like a mind over matter thing, quite honestly. But I was put on a medicine that now like keeps me like okay. It like regulates everything in my body, and I think it's pretty cool. Like I know I'm like sharing this, but like if you're really interested in things like that, I think it's really cool, and I'm now interested in it. Like I want to know how I can help other people. But I went out of my comfort zone and went to the career explorations office and did like a long like 3 or 4 meeting like a career test type thing, and I got like something like my number 1 was like farmer or something dumb, like it doesn't matter. But and then my second one is dietitian, but I like completely skipped that and went to like whatever like number 9 was. It was like rad tech, and I thought that was cool, and I mean it is cool. And so I started thinking about it, and I was going to transfer home, and so I was just taking classes that spring semester. I only took 13 credit hours this past spring semester because I thought I was going to transfer home and go to rad tech at a community college. Well, my classes included like a nutrition gen ed with Dr. Ferris, and I took an anatomy 1 class, and then another gen ed, and maybe I don't know, I took like 4 classes max, and it was a very easy semester. But when I realized that I was going to have to do my CNAs, I did not want to do that. I do not do well with things like that. Like I knew that I was not going to make it. So I quickly went back to the career explorations office and started thinking about things, and I was talking through it, and she like asked me the same question. She was like, well, what's your story? Like, why are you here right now? And so as I went through it, I like realized that dietetics was not such a bad, was not like as silly as I thought it sounded in the beginning. So I talked with Dr. Alicia Ferris. Love her. She's an amazing woman. And I talked to her, and she sat with me and just kind of like talked me through like what the nutrition department would be. She helped me set up an appointment with another advisor or another professor in the nutrition department. And then I got put with Daniel Bird, who's now my advisor, but he talked me through a lot of things and helped me like understand like I wasn't going to be far behind, that it was totally possible that I could do this. And so that is why I'm now nutritional and dietetics, because I want to help people. I knew that I wanted to help people from the start, but this is like a different way. Like I don't have to go to nursing school. I don't have to do forensics. I don't have to do pharmacy. I can help people through my own experiences, and I feel like because I can relate to a lot of things that are going on, because I specifically want to do gastro, or I mean I wouldn't mind doing primary health care, but I would really like to do gastro or something that has to do with stomach disorders and diseases, because I want to learn more about it, and I want others to be able to know and recognize them. And I know that what I went through was not good, and it was not healthy, and I was suffering, and it was awful, and it ruined, I feel like I lost a lot of my first year and a half of college that I should have been out like making friends and doing things with other people. And so that's why I want to do what I'm doing now, because if I can help people and stop it early, then they might not have to go through that, or etc., whatever the case may be. But that is my story. Sorry if it's a little out there and a little bit TMI, I guess. But yeah, thanks.